In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to configure the folder options. Now this is going to be useful for when you go to install software or when you want to know about the file extensions or hidden files and folders. So for example, if you need to navigate several directories to locate a pen table or anything like that, if you're using Autodesk products. So the very first thing that I'm going to do, and before I get started, I also want to let you know that each time that you log in with a new account, you will need to go through these steps. And after you've logged in with that account the first time, it should remember your settings for that account each time that you log into it. So this is only for the first time that you log in with a new account. And you only have to do it once for that account. Alright, so I'm going to right click on the Start button. Actually, what I'm going to do is go to the File Explorer. And once I'm in the File Explorer, I'm going to look for the View tab. And then all the way over on the right side, I'm going to look for the Options drop down, and I'm going to choose Change Folder and Search Options. Once this opens, I'm going to go to the View tab, and once I'm inside the View tab, these are some of the changes that I'm going to make. So the very first one is kind of optional. I don't like to have icons. Or I don't like to show icons, so never use thumbnails. So this is where you have a little picture here instead of just kind of a generic icon. I kind of personally prefer the generic icon. So again, this is mostly personal preference. I do like to always have my menu shown. I don't like to display file icon on my thumbnail, so this is like a little file icon here. That's an example. Display file size information in the folder tips, definitely want that. Display the full path in the title bar, definitely want that as well. And I want to make sure that I can see all of my hidden folders and drives. I don't want anything hidden from me. Now when I uncheck this one where it says hide protected operating system files, the reason why this is checked in is because they want to make sure that grandma and grandpa isn't going to accidentally delete any files. Since we're a little bit more tech savvy likely than our grandmother or grandfather, we can definitely have this unchecked. So scrolling down our list here, this is another optional one. I do like to show encrypted or compressed NTFS files in color. It's not required, it's mostly personal preference. Let's see, what else do we have here? I don't like having checkboxes next to each item I want to select. And I don't like to use the sharing wizard, so I'm going to turn these two off. Again, these last two are mostly personal preference. I do strongly recommend turning off the last one and just using the Windows default sharing system. And let's see, everything else here looks good. So once you're done, go ahead and click Apply, then OK. So now you'll notice that we have some little hidden files here that suddenly popped up on our desktop. And this again has to do a lot with how you have your folders set up. So each time you have a picture instead of a generic icon, some of these little INI files will just crop up here. I like to delete them. After a while, they can take up a lot of space. So if you have a fairly large drive with a lot of applications, all of those INI files, like for me, took up pretty close to a gig in size. So that's why I don't like to have those one particular settings turned on. It's that very first checkbox in that folder options list. The other thing that I like to do here, and this is more optional as well, is this isn't a very good view to look at things. So for example, if I go to this computer, this view doesn't really tell me very much. But if I right click here and I go to the view and I choose details, this tells me a little bit more what's going on. I have much more column here. I can collapse this. I can get a lot more information to fit on this window compared to the other view. So that's all there is to this tutorial.